Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 11th installment of the Fish Fam Chit Chat, also known as the Hot Mess Express, with the
Choo choo.
lovely Miss Mary P. and
Hey,
myself, Roxanne
everybody.
from Foxy's Fishes. How is everyone tonight?
How are you
How
guys
are you,
doing?
Mom?
I'm doing
How are
well. How
you
about
tonight?
yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm been very busy.
Yeah.
It's 11 days till the move day, so I've been busy. Fortunately, I tweaked my back a little bit yesterday, but I'm been resting it today. I've been staying
Oh,
hydrated,
goodness. Very good.
trying
Very
not
good.
to upset it
Make it any
anymore.
worse, right?
Yeah, so hopefully it'll be better by morning.
Oh, I
Oh,
hope so.
it's just something that
Sending you
happened.
good vibes, healing vibes.
Well, let's
We are
see who we
just,
have with us in chat this evening because I see that we already have a very
we
healthy
do.
crowd.
We
I
just
see
came
first one
from,
in chat. I see Geek Boy. Hello, Geek Boy. Stephanie. Hi. Muppet. Chalupa. 3G. Hello. Brian. Hello. Rico. Hi. Eames. Skull. Bigfoot Fish Tanks. Hello, sir. Mr. Manifesto. How are you, neighbor? My fish tanks. Midril. Hello. Robert. Did I say 3G already?
I
Not
think
hello
so.
again. Lunatic Fringe, hello. How are you tonight? John Mackenzie, lovely to see you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with
Thank you,
us.
guys.
Patrick Hardy, hello. Greg's Planted Saints, hello. Mickey M, hi. There's so many awesome people in here.
I
Kurt,
know it.
Kevin, there's you,
Steph.
Mom.
There's me.
S,
Robert.
Ames, hello, darling.
Kevin. Did I say Kevin?
Kevin, am I through the bottom yet? Let's see. Jen Yu, Celine Ferocious. Hello, guys. Danikin, welcome. Hello, everybody. Wow, and if I missed
Whew.
anyone, I'm so sorry. Welcome, everyone.
S. I think you.
But
I
I'm
think you
so,
did pretty well. I know it's like so Jay Oliver's. Hey, hey,
yeah.
hey, hey. All
Chat
right.
is jumping tonight. Stephanie, hello.
Yes, it
Nathan,
is.
hello. BJ. But I'm so excited, and I know chat's so excited because we have awesome, awesome guests tonight. I'm so excited. Just hang out and maybe laugh a little bit with. How about you, Mom?
I think I'm
And
ready.
if they're ready to
I've
they're
been
ready
doing
to
my
they're gonna
my
give us a
smile
thumbs up if they're ready to
exercises.
come up. We will bring them on up. But
All
if
right.
everyone can,
A big
please
warm welcome for. Ta-da!
Jack and
Okay.
Ben.
Where's my hands?
What's
Hey,
up,
Hello,
Jack and
guys?
Ben.
gentlemen.
How's it
How are you
going?
guys?
Can you hear
Doing
in your
well.
headset?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, he can hear.
Y'all sound good. Hi, Jack.
How's it going? How's it going, ladies?
It's
Going
going
well.
great. How are you, gentlemen, this evening?
We just made it in the nick of time. We're busy.
Glad you
Oh yeah,
did.
I saw you skirting at the last second. I'm like, whoo, they're here.
Yeah. Look at
But
all
thank
the
you.
awesome people coming to say hi.
I'm
There's Celine
telling
Yes,
you.
so many
Ferocious. What's up,
people.
Celine?
Yes. And
Danikin.
What's up, Ings?
everybody's hit that like on the way in. Thank you guys. That
There's
is
Yes, thank
Chris.
awesome.
you.
Chris said he had a big hockey game. He didn't know if he'd make it because
Oh,
Yeah, he said he.
he lives up there where hockey's a big deal.
that's
He
Right?
told
right.
me today that the playoffs were today, and I said, "Say no more. I understand."
Right. Oh,
Trying to
my lights
center
just
this.
went off. Hold on.
But
Did you
thank
see
you for
that?
coming and hanging out with us, Chris.
Automatic
Oh, your
timers, guys.
timers. Yeah, that happened to us
Sorry.
before.
Let me fix
Finally!
that. Let me
So
fix
you're in the
that.
middle of moving, Foxy.
Yes,
Well,
I
Roxanne,
am.
you go by Roxanne or Foxy on your live
Either
stream.
or.
All
Either
right,
or. My
we'll
nickname
call
is
you.
Foxy, but my legal name is Roxanne. Either or is fine.
So you're in the process of moving.
I
Yes,
apologize.
yes, I
That is
am.
not fun. That is not
No.
fun. When we
It's
moved
gonna be
here,
interesting with some fish tanks. So
yeah, that's the worst. Well, because Jesse from HC Aquatics just came back in and he was
Yes.
talking about how he was moving too,
Mhm.
and that's just so much. That's just so much.
I
It's so hard
know.
when you have tanks. Hard enough to move.
it is.
It
know?
is.
I don't know if Jack remembers because he was little when we moved here.
Yeah, it was process.
It was a process, man. It was a process.
Hi,
But that's what it's
NKR.
like. You got to figure it out. Sometimes people just sell everything off.
Yeah, I love my
Start
guys too
over.
much. I've worked very hard to acquire little
Hey,
dudes that I
Carrie.
have, and I'm not going to part with them if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's
Glass
a way.
box.
So I have it pretty much figured out. I'm going to do coolers and bait wells, and they should be fine because I only have tiny fish. And I'm going to make sure to keep all the corridors in on their own so they don't
Yeah.
stress out and harm any of the other fish. So it should be good. I'm not too concerned.
You're going to do great. Do you have some little, it's a, how
Are you
long
moving
of a drive?
far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm moving quite a distance, so that's the most concerning part is the length of the drive because it's going to be about between 15 and 17 hours. So that's gonna
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's big
that's
time.
yeah,
Where are you going to?
Wisconsin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a cool place, though. We went to Wisconsin Dells about 3 times when Jack was growing up. You ever been there?
No, I
Mm-mm.
haven't.
Oh, wow. That's an amazing place. Wisconsin
Hi,
Dells
Jess.
is referred to as the water park capital of the
Ginger.
world.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you like water parks, there's like 8 of them there,
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot.
and they're all in
Heck
one
yeah.
place. There's an
And
area
how
there.
fun was it, Jack?
It's pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of cheese there because
There's a lot of cheese there. There is. There's a lot of cheese curds. Like everywhere you go, there's fried cheese curd. Like they don't have French
A lot
fries.
of cheese. Okay, so make
Hi,
sure.
Justin. Cheese
Yeah, so-
curds.
Oh
So
no.
if you're vegan like us, you know it's funny because everywhere you go, they're like,
Fish
I think
on.
"You want some fried cheese curds with that?"
I'm sorry, guys.
And we're like, "No, thanks." But and then they have like
Am I back?
all
I
these-
think my internet froze up. Everything.
they have a lot of
You're
cheese
okay.
shops. But anyway, there's a place called what's the main water park called there? The main?
not Slitterbomb.
No, that's the one in Texas.
I
You're
can't
okay
remember
here,
what it's
Roxy.
called.
It's an amazing place,
T-bone.
and we highly recommend it. And the Dells area, they got these things called duck boats.
Rob,
Anybody who's ever been in the
93.
military knows about that. And what
Mhm.
they are is they're like these tanks that they're hybrid and they turn into boats.
They're like boats with
Oh,
wheels,
cool.
essentially.
And they just take you on
Oh,
these
that's
crazy
cool.
tours through the Dells, and they go in and out of the water, and they just pull a lever, and
Lori.
it turns from a tank into a boat. It's pretty neat.
Oh, that is awesome.
We haven't been there in a
That's-
long time. We should go back there. I think
PB.
that's the first time we ever went zip
That
lining.
sounds really cool.
Oh, zip lining. Oh, yeah. I think I've got
You
a
guys
challenge
go
from
on a
y'all.
Yeah. Well,
you guys
zip
go
lining,
on a lot of cool adventures.
They
you
do.
got to take adventures. You got to live life. You know, everybody has different
William.
things that they want to spend money on. And
Right.
some people want to
Mhm.
spend their money on fancy cars
Chevy.
or whatever.
Mhm.
And we
Fish tanks.
like, yeah, fish tanks. And we like to take trips. We like to take adventures. We like to go places and see things. It's just something we've always liked doing.
Well, personally, me, I'd rather like go on a vacation where you can see a lot of stuff than just have a big house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
you guys
Smart.
actually just got back from vacation not too long ago. I've been
Oh,
watching your
wow.
spring break
Yeah.
videos in Florida.
Yeah, we had a
Yes.
doozy this year. We had some making up to do because of the virus. You know, we didn't get to do nothing for
Yeah.
a while. So we went on a 10-day trip that ended up turning into 14 days because there was
Oh,
these
wow.
huge hailstorms
It was a big thunderstorm.
and we got stuck. We got
and
stuck there.
I had to make up work, which I don't like missing school. I'm not saying I like school. I just don't like missing school.
I understand. You don't like it, but you also don't want to have to work at it harder. I can.
Right.
What's
That's
up,
right.
Craig? There's Craig Parrish. Hey, for
Hey,
anybody that
Craig.
doesn't know, by the way, Craig now has his own channel.
Hello,
Oh,
Craig.
In case you guys didn't know that. So Craig's wife, Lonnie Parrish, has a channel. And Craig,
Oh.
of course, has a fish room, and he's part of her channel. He decided, hey, I'm going to branch off, do this fish tube thing, and he has his own channel now. We were his 51st subscriber.
Oh,
All right.
awesome.
So go check out Craig's channel because he's the man. He's got an awesome fish room.
Yes,
All right.
if a mod can drop Craig's
Yes.
link, I greatly appreciate it.
Howard B.
Yeah, there he is.
Always interested to find another fellow fish fam.
That's right. Hey, Terry.
We got connected with him a long time ago through the infamous Joe Manuse.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Joe was friends with Lonnie, and we started talking, and then found out about Craig, and we sent him a sticker. And Daniken sent him a sticker at the same time. And way down there in Australia, our sticker and Daniken's stickers are right next to each other in Craig's fish room.
Oh, that's awesome. That is.
There's a lot of Australian fish tubers.
Yes, there is.
There are. I think we actually have a couple in chat, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Nathan
Hi,
Fishboy's
Joanne.
here. Some earlier. Usually Craig Broderick's lurking.
Right.
Who else is there? There's
Hey,
T-Bone.
Celine, thanks for stopping by.
T-Bone.
Celine's a clarinet instructor.
That's really cool.
Than's for coming, Celine. She's
Hi, Craig.
awesome.
Hello, Selena. Welcome.
Yes, I got Celine Ferocious this morning. I went ahead and went over to her channel.
She's super cool.
Excellent.
She's a driver.
Yes.
She's a
Is
driver. Yeah, she lives in Boston.
Awesome. Boston.
And we connected with her. I forget. I think she saw one of our fish tank videos or something, and we started talking to her. And she works as a delivery person and kind of takes people in her videos on her travels through Boston, and it's kind of funny stuff.
Catfish.
Yeah. Lunatic French has a question for you, Dan. He knows Joe, who is a metalhead, has Dan been practicing his drums?
So I stopped playing in a band right about the time Jack was born, and I play drums once in a while and mess around. I know I sent a CD. I've only sent my CD to like 3 people. I sent one to Chewy, because he's a metal guy, and a couple other people. But honestly, there's just not time. The band, I played drums my whole life, and the band was something that I did from hardcore from like 25 to 35. And then right around the time Jack was born, it just wasn't conducive. I worked nights for all those years. I stayed up on the weekends. I did that band thing. Super lot of fun. Awesome. Don't regret a day of it. It was amazing, but it's not incredibly conducive to family life.
Yeah.
It is not.
I understand that.
Being involved in metal somewhat myself, the band life, it's not conducive to home life.
I mean,
long, grueling hours. Usually you have to pay to play. It's a struggle. It truly is a struggle to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of the type of music, I mean, playing in that deal. I mean, we used to travel quite a bit. We got really big. We had albums. We opened for nationals. I mean, it was a big deal, and it got to be where it was pretty good money, and we did it every single weekend. And then I would work nights, Sunday night through Thursday night as a nurse. I've been a nurse for 30 years. And then I would get off on Friday morning, sleep, and then get up and then immediately take my drums to whatever place we were playing, for that weekend and stuff. I mean, it's like you said, the good word is grueling. I mean, when you're packing your drums up at 4 a.m. and like you're just barely awake anymore. I mean, and then you got to drive home. It's just not. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's passion. That's true passion for it. But you wear yourself out. You can wear yourself thin on that. It truly is a grind.
It's a lot of fun. Jack likes watching. Jack likes looking at the pictures and the videos and listening to the CDs and some of the stuff. And I've introduced him to a lot of the bands and the local bands from the Cleveland scene. There's a big local Cleveland scene. I mean, of course, we got the Rock Hall here and all that stuff. Cleveland's always been big on local music. I mean, Michael Stanley and Drew Carey and all that stuff. I mean, people know a lot about the Rock Hall in Cleveland, but at the end of the day, it's just tough. It's a tough thing to have any sort of life outside. I mean, that's when I did that for 10 years. That's all I did was work and play in the band. That's all I did.
No time for anything.
No, not really.
There really isn't. There's always practice and then life. Practice and then life. And then
what did you play, Foxy?
I sing.
Oh, you sing? Awesome. Yeah, I sang too. We probably sang a little different though.
Well, I'm trained in opera, so I have a pretty big operatic voice,
Wow.
but I suffered bilateral PEs last year, so I'm still recovering from those.
Yeah.
So my voice has changed, and I'm learning my way through it.
Well, that's awesome, though.
So
I mean, definitely just try to keep going at it. Singing is
Kim?
an amazing thing. Singing is an
it is,
amazing thing.
and it requires a lot of core strength. You got to keep your core strength up to keep your sound right.
Yeah.
Your breathing
It's an
even.
incredible exercise. I was
Yes.
never so shredded as when I used to play drums and sing at the same time. So that was, I was burning like 2,000 calories every hour.
Oh
It
gosh,
was
yeah.
ridiculous. But it was super, super, super fun. And, again, Jack's shown a lot of interest in different kind of music and different instruments,
I
but
like music that actually says something and doesn't just like mumble or just yell.
Right.
Like it is a message.
yeah, message. But he likes a lot of metal bands too. Like I got him into Man of War because they're, the kings of metal. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And he likes a lot of the kind of in between stuff. Parkway Drive, of course,
Mhm.
wonderful, awesome band from Australia. We love, a lot of that kind of stuff. Bands that have something to say, that sing about the environment or that sing about being motivated and have a good positive message and those
Yeah.
kind of things. I mean, those are things that we like. But I would venture to say we probably, I mean, all the wonderful, awesome music from back in the day too. I mean, we listened to a lot of old school metal in the beginning of stuff. I mean, we're huge fans of like Queen and Zeppelin and
Of course.
all that stuff too.
Yes.
Jack's been introduced to a lot. And it's good.
Okay, so
That's-
instead of maybe saying what you do like, is the list shorter for what you don't like? Is there any music that you're not really into?
Yeah, can I say that? So I don't like. So I like original country.
You got to speak up,
I
dude,
like
because the mic's over here.
yeah. I like original country music,
Mhm.
such as Johnny Cash, Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, that
Oh, the
stuff.
good stuff.
Right,
Mhm.
but I don't like the crappy kind. I don't like.
Hold on, I got to interrupt here. 3G. I'm not sure who 3G is. Why I forgot about Man of War. Don't forget about Man of War, dude. They're the kings of metal.
Right.
They actually had a new album that they came out with recently. They are headlining, by the way, in about, I want to say, a month and a half, 2 months in Spain, the big, huge rock festival every year. It got canceled last year because of the virus. And actually, Metal Church was the first concert I ever went to. I was Jack's age. Awesome band. But Man of War is headlining the Rock Fest in Brazil. There's going to be Kiss is going to be there.
Oh, no,
wow.
Spain.
Yeah, they moved it to Spain. It was going to be in Brazil, but there was a lot going on in
Mhm.
Brazil, so they did it in Spain.
Yeah.
So anyway, look that up. Look up the Rock Fest. Man of War's headlining that. We totally
that's
want to
gonna
try
be-
to go to that. Like,
Yeah,
but it's.
I'm definitely gonna have to.
But anyway, go
Yes.
ahead. What you were saying.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so I don't like the crappy kind of country.
The
I don't
crappy
like.
kind of-
I don't like. I like a lot of rap, but I don't like rap that is just kind of dumb. That just talks about
the
dumb stuff.
negativity, right?
Yeah.
Just like drugs and stuff. It's good if it talks about cool, fun stuff, but not like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and then the last thing I really don't like is Justin Bieber, and things like that. It's just because it's annoying.
Like the pop stuff.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of it I like.
Yeah.
So
It
there's
just
a
sends a
minimal
bad
amount.
message.
Yeah, there's a minimal amount I like it, but not the other stuff. No,
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
Yeah,
Class.
there's a lot of negativity in a lot of music. We tend to go
Yes.
toward the positive
I mean,
stuff.
it's just like if you're gonna make a song, make it about something that's enjoyable to listen to, and it's not
Yeah.
annoying.
Well, one of my favorite guys in the whole world that I introduced Jack to very young was Henry Rollins. And
Oh yeah. Mhm.
luckily, when I was young and I started playing in a band, I got to meet Henry. We got to play with the Rollins band at some metal festivals and some music festivals here in Cleveland. And I'll tell you, he's a really neat guy, and he's much smaller than you think when you meet him in real life. Like
I've met him in person. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's little.
I mean, he's and I mean, even when he was a big shredded dude,
Yeah.
it's funny when you meet him in person and he's like, up to here.
Mhm.
But anyway, he was a really nice guy. I mean, I met a lot of people. I met Ice-T. I met, so many people over the years. And it's nice when you meet these people and they stand backstage and they watch your set and they talk to you and you find out what they're like in person, and it's really kind of cool. But anyway, Henry Rollins said something to me I'll never forget. He said, if you have the ability to reach the masses, have something to say.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that as long as I live, because if you do reach that capacity and people are listening to you and you're able to share ideas, have something to say, you know.
Right.
I mean, don't just blah, you know.
You have a large platform. Use it for good.
Exactly.
Well, that's what we think. That's our
Yep.
one of our whole philosophies.
And
you
yours
know?
has been an amazing
Yeah.
platform. You always bring us
Speaking of, yeah.
positivity. Yes. Just excellent content.
And there's 12,000 people that agree.
That's
Congrats
right.
on reaching
That's
12,000
right.
subscribers,
There's
guys.
fun. What's going on, fun?
Congratulations.
So exciting.
Thanks a lot, guys. We really appreciate that. You know,
Oh,
when we
man.
started this whole thing, it was like
Hey,
about
Miss
what,
Match.
two and a half years ago.
Mhm.
We started this whole thing, and we didn't know what we were doing. We started kind of finishing a lot of the work here at the new house. I mean, we moved. I say new house. It's been 8-9 years we've been here, but
I remember when we used to have like the tiles used to be like honeycomb tiles.
yeah. So it's not a really old house, but some of the
Yeah.
some of the stuff was a little bit aged, and so we decided to update it. So after we got a lot of that done, then we started working more on the tanks, and we posted a video. We didn't know what we were doing at all. We posted a video, and we've talked about this on other streams and interviews and stuff. And who is the person that commented on that video?
Food flower.
Foo, yeah.
Food.
Oh.
So we posted a video. We had about 10 subscribers, and it had about 20 views. And I woke up one day and I picked up my phone, you know, and I'm like, let's check and see what's going on. And Foo commented, and we knew who he was. We didn't know a lot about YouTube. We didn't know a lot of other YouTubers, but we knew who he was.
Yeah.
Jack knew more than me. I was walking around with a flip phone not too long
Hey,
ago.
Holly.
Because up until very recently, working in nursing, you weren't even allowed to have your phone on you. It was like you weren't even allowed to have it on you. So I never looked into getting a fancy phone because I wasn't allowed to use it all day anyway. So I had literally an old flip phone. So I didn't even know what YouTube was. I had no idea. I still have my AOL email. Okay, that's what's going on here at this house.
I still have my email. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, I had an iPad
Darling.
when he had a flip phone. I had Gmail. I still do. Yeah, I get it though. I get it.
So basically, Foo commented, and a couple other people did, and Jack was like, wow, like they're huge YouTubers, like millions of subscribers. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And so a lot of people started asking us, like, where did you guys come from? What are some of these ideas? What was some of this stuff going on? And we told this story when we were on Ohio Fish Rescue and some other streams and stuff, but I started designing tanks when I was literally like 5 or 6 years old. It was just an interest that I had, and I loved it. And I started messing around. And when I was in high school and college, I was trying to figure out a way to pay off my student loans. And if you remember those old magazines, Popular Mechanics.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I was actually going to ask you about that stuff because I've been watching your videos forever. You were probably one of the first people I started watching when I decided that YouTube was a thing. You're like one of my 5 original people, so like I'm trying not to fangirl out, but I'm seriously fangirling.
Well, that's really nice.
We are fans, big fans.
That's nice.
So yeah, I know that you used to do the Popular Mechanics. You'd put like little inventions that you designed.
I actually made a booklet. Like I literally went to a copy store, folded like paper into fourths, made a booklet. This was before there was places you could go. You had to actually go to like a copy store, like an ink place.
You had to go see people to do things, yes.
Yeah, you had to go see people. People didn't have computers in their houses and printers in their houses. I typed it up on a typewriter. I drew the pictures. I made copies. I stapled them together. And I got a post office box, and I bought a few rolls of stamps. And I paid $7 and I put an ad in Popular Mechanics. And lo and behold, I went over to the old post office box and I started getting hundreds of letters from all over the world, Philippines and everywhere. You know, and I think back then a stamp was 20 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So I started mailing these little booklets out. I would take them, I would throw them in an envelope, and I licked it, you know, the old-fashioned way.
Mm-hmm.
And I mailed thousands of these things out, and I made a decent amount of money, and I paid off a good portion of my student loans by doing
Just
that.
for justification, I forget the name of someone asked in the chat. Do we live in Cleveland? Yeah, we live in Cleveland.
Yeah, we live in Cleveland.
Yeah, she had.
Oh yeah, she's from around here too.
Mm-hmm.
She's from around here too. So anyway, I got connected with local fish shops and all that kind of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good one. Chewy.
Oh yeah, we're huge. Chewy, we love Spawn, man. We're huge fans of Spawn. In fact, we're gonna be incorporating Spawn into some of our aquariums without saying too much more. But anyway.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I just didn't want to lose that question.
There's so many artists that came from Cleveland that did the comics and that did. I mean, Cleveland's just such an. Honestly, we live here and everything. I mean, we know, you know, we're biased, but it's a pretty awesome place. Other than being winter 8 months out of the year, it's a really awesome place, you know. And there's so much history when it comes to art and music. But anyway, long story short, I sold those things, and that went good for a while. And then I got busy with the band, and the aquariums kind of took a back seat for a while. And then when the band stopped and Jack was born, I hung a fish tank over his crib.
It was kind of like a picture frame. It was like a picture frame with like protruded like a foot, and it had like a bunch of fish in it. Pretty cool. It was
Mary, will you check your cable? I'm getting feedback. Sorry, guys.
It may be my headphones.
Mic check, sibilance.
It's called the Hot Mess Express for a reason. We usually derail at some point.
Is it that or is it my earphone? It doesn't do it anywhere else but on with you. I don't know why. Sorry, guys.
No, it's fixed now. Whatever you did worked. And now it's back. And now it's fixed. And now it's back.
Cleveland rocks, man. Yep, that's right.
Okay.
It's better.
So basically, we just started getting back into them again a few years ago because we moved here. We had to move the tanks from the old house. We had to do this here, and then we had to change things. And you know, more cowbell, Funk.
Exactly.
More cowbell.
Everything needs more cowbell.
Hey man, I played drums back in the '80s. I had a big old cowbell right on my bass drum, bro.
Played handbells.
I used to rock that cowbell just like Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, dude.
Yeah.
I was like Jack's age playing that cowbell in the basement.
I used to have a drum set, but it was pretty small by the time.
Yeah, I got him like a kid's drum set, and he kind of dug it.
By the time I got like 10, it was just too big.
Well, what I told him is I said we'll get a real full-size drum set when he gets bigger, and then I blinked, and now he's like 6 feet tall almost. So I guess it's time I did. But we live in a place.
You watered him too much.
Yeah, we live in a place where we could probably have just a regular set, even though we don't have a basement because it's pretty rural here.
Yeah.
But
I
I really,
play that loud.
I really like those new electronic ones that actually have real heads on them and everything, and you can hook it up to a speaker or headphones, and it's just like playing a real set, but you can just put it on your headphones if you want.
The drum pads, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're good for apartment living.
They're incredible. They're incredible. So they even have cymbals, and you could dampen the cymbals and the whole 9 yards. They're pretty incredible. Yeah. And you can find them used in all kind of stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But I actually wanted to ask you back on the publishings. The little inventions that you did you ever apply for a patent on any of your inventions?
Yeah, so we talked a lot about this. And I did talk to, I want to say 15 years ago, I talked to World Patent Marketing. And they actually have a huge office in a place called Independence, Ohio here. Independence is a huge industrial area. It's one of those cities that has lots and lots and lots of offices. so much to the point of where the people who live in that city don't even have to pay taxes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's like it's like living by Disney, you know.
Yes.
It's like that big.
Mhm.
So anyway, there's all these offices, and I talked to this guy, and this guy's like, "Come down and talk to me." And I showed him a bunch of my drawings, and I showed him a bunch of my ideas. And here's what he said to me. He said, first of all, you can always apply for any of this stuff. You can always do it, but it's not cheap. Like, just to give you an idea, if you go sign up with World Patent Marketing, you're going to have to give them about $18,000
Oh wow.
just to start. Just to start.
Just to
Okay.
step in the door, yeah.
Like this is the thing you don't hear about on Shark Tank when you watch a TV show like Shark Tank and that. So when you apply to them, you already have to kind of have everything done. So like nobody's noticed behind us, but this tank completely changed. But we're not going to talk about it because the video doesn't come out for a couple weeks.
We're supposed to say that.
Yeah, but previously we had an aqua cave in there, and an aqua cave is something that I invented. Nobody's ever done it. We've never seen anybody have one ever that we know of. And
that was the engineering magazine, wasn't it? They did the article for you on it.
Yeah. So well, actually, so that has a lot of views and stuff. But the interesting engineering picked up the video where we did Jack's aqua bridge in his room.
Awesome.
And so they did an article on. We didn't even know that they did that. We just started noticing, like, we're like, hey, this video is getting a lot of views all of a sudden. And you know who told us about that was Roy from Spoiled Fish. Roy from Spoiled Fish actually lives just a city over from us. We've never met him, but we go to the same LFS, and we met online. We met on YouTube, and he saw us do a tour at Best in Pets, and he was like, that's where I go. Where do you guys live? And we're like, we live in Ridgeville. And he's like, I live in Elyria. And I was like, cool. And he sent us a message one day, and he goes, hey, did you guys see that Interesting Engineering did a story on you guys?
I believe it was a British channel, YouTube channel, or it was just a news channel. I'm not sure, or a website or something.
It was part of the BBC, part of the British Broadcasting contract or whatever. But anyway, they did a story on us, and they put it like on the news and stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
They put it on the news, like showing, hey, because it was also during like COVID and everything during the lockdown. And they were like, hey, if you're looking for things to do, you know, while you're home on lockdown, you could connect two of your fish tanks and stuff like this father and son did. And they did a movie on it, and they put us on there. So anyway, people started coming over from there. Yeah, Spoiled Fish is a super cool guy. Now, he hasn't been posting, but Roy's a really, really nice guy. He's got some great turtles and ponds and plants and a big fish room. So the LFS that we mainly go to, AIM, is Best in Pets, and we do a lot of videos there.
I mean, they have parrots, they have hamsters.
Yeah, it's in Elyria, but it's really not that far out.
Shellfish, they have regular fish, they have turtles.
They're an amazing little, and we've done quite a few videos on them, and we call it the biggest little pet shop, because when you're when you're outside, it doesn't look very big, but they just stack everything up to the ceiling. It's huge. It's awesome. Very knowledgeable, wonderful staff. We've got a couple videos coming up of us going there and getting some new fish and things and some supplies. But there's people that come from Cleveland, downtown and everything. They'll ride 30, 40 minutes to go out there because they have an incredible deal on discus. They sell like 3 discus for about $160, $170. They're very well known for their discus. They're very well known for their beta. They have tons of beta, and all their beta are like $4. Doesn't matter what kind. Doesn't matter how amazing. They're very well known in this area. And even though there's some huge pet stores, there's some massive aquarium stores, and we've done some tours at some of the other places. Best in Pets is just one of those places that's awesome, and we love it. We love going there.
Go back.
Yeah, so back to the patenting stuff. What happened with that is they told me that basically what they would do is they would take, you have to actually have a product. And they will gladly make you a product off of your drawings, but they're going to charge you for that. And they will give you the patent, even though they created it. It's kind of weird. But anyway, so I made about 5 different aqua caves. And the problem with that is if you haven't seen the video we did on the aqua bridges, there was a guy that we met who actually made an aqua bridge. His name was Mark Schmidt. And he patented the aqua bridge 26 years ago.
Oh, was that the video where you released the biohazardous 25-year-old air?
Right.
Yeah.
It was still in the original packaging and everything.
Yeah.
He sent us. He literally sent us the first one he ever made. It was down in his basement. He kept it. And what a nice guy. What a nice guy. So he lives in New York. And in fact, we're maybe going to go visit him this summer because he has a fish farm and all kind of stuff. He's a really neat guy. He's an inventor. He's invented all kind of different things.
He said that he's in Buffalo. And,
Buffalo, yeah.
He said he has like a couple acres of land. He's making like a giant pond.
He has hundreds of acres of land, many of which
coming up.
yeah, many of which he's made into a pond, and he's breeding rainbow
I
trout.
wouldn't even say it's a pond at that point. It's just a lake.
Yeah.
A small lake.
For restaurants. Rainbow trout are one of the few fish that are actually high in omega-3s. A lot of people don't know that. So they're hard to find in certain areas. So he is breeding them and going to be selling them to restaurants and things there. But anyway, very cool guy, very neat guy. We've had numerous conversations with him over the phone. Basically, he told us his story. What happened with him is he did it all himself. He paid for everything. He spent about, back then, $10,000, he said, and that was 26 years ago.
Isn't he like an attorney or a lawyer or something?
He's got like all these degrees. Very interesting guy, yeah. And anyway, what he did is he got it patented. He started selling it. He just went door to door, like a door-to-door salesman. He made like a big stand and put it in pet stores, and people would come and buy it for like $19.99. And
so that was like one of the original as seen on TV, but door to door.
Yeah, very cool. And what happened is some company in China like made a knockoff of it and started selling it. And he tried to sue him, and he didn't get anywhere with it. He said, they just didn't respond. You can't find them or anything. You don't know where they are. I mean, somewhere amongst 2 billion people over there in China. He's like, they just never responded. He goes, I guess I could have went over there. I could have tried. It wasn't worth it, Yeah. So he basically, he kept doing it on his own. He made quite a bit of money on it. I mean, he made way more than he thought he would just doing a door-to-door thing. He had commercials for it and everything. But anyway, it was really neat. He thought it was really cool that we made a version. Now, we're not the only people that have done this. There's people all over YouTube that have done it. They're all different. Joey made one about, I want to say 4 years ago. His was totally different. It's an actual tank. He put glass together with plexiglass and made like a square. And it was kind of hard to do, and it was rather expensive compared to our version. In the description of that, he said, if you've ever done anything like this, let us know. And we did comment on his video, and we said, hey, we did a version of this. He's never commented back or anything, but maybe he's seen our video, maybe he has not. I don't know. But either way, there's other people that have done things like this. I think the attraction of the video is just kind of how he did it, and especially Jack's response. I mean, he was really excited to see those guys go in there, and just they were so inquisitive, and they just went over there, and we thought, we don't even know if they would use it, and literally in a matter of minutes they were like, cool, let's check this out.
Personally, I thought
that was really cool.
I thought it would like crack or something. It didn't, but I just thought it would, maybe because of the pressure. I don't really know. First time, you never really know with things like that. But it ended up being pretty cool.
Really, yeah. That's how I found. Well, the way I found y'all's channel was I was looking up back when I was doing just research. I looked up pothos and watched the video of y'all's tanks with all the pothos growing on it. Then
how we made Cap's tank initially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry to hear about Cap too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Cap.
Cap was a super, super cool guy. He was one of those betas that just like, as soon as you walked in the room, he was right, eye contact, right up to you. He was a really neat guy. And I had my office over there, and sometimes my work can be very draining, to say the least.
I can imagine.
And it was nice to just turn around and talk to Cap for a couple of minutes. I talked to the fish and the dogs all day because there's no one here. So when people drive me
also,
crazy,
sometimes you just need someone to listen.
yeah, that's right. Fish are great
Listen.
listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Fish are great listeners.
Except maybe the croaking gouramis, but everyone needs to have their 2 cents.
But at the end of the day, we decided to basically not get anything patented because, to be honest with you, most of these things already have patents. And just because something has a patent doesn't mean you're ever going to make any kind of money on it.
True.
It also doesn't mean that you'll really be able to market it. You got to remember, too, with like fish tanks and stuff, it's a very niche kind of market. And, like even the guy that makes like the turtle bridge and stuff. I mean, if you look this stuff up, by the time you pay for overhead and material, I mean, these people are not millionaires by any means. They didn't like win the lottery because they invented like the George Foreman grill. That made billions of dollars. But, an aqua bridge or something is not going to do that. We would rather show people how to just do it. Our whole philosophy is kind of like Joey's. If you watch Joey's channel, he had a very troublesome time growing up. He decided to use his creativity as a coping mechanism, which is exactly what we try to teach people to do. If you have stress in your life, or if you're overcoming maybe drugs, maybe alcohol, maybe some other sort of addiction, whatever it is, the whole point, aquafunk, the whole point is to find something that you like. And the people that I work with, I work as a tobacco cessation counselor, and I'm a coach for people now, and I run the wellness program now as a nurse. And one of the main things that we talk about on this channel is like find a good coping mechanism. It might be a garden, it might be landscaping, it might be painting, it might be singing, it might be playing the drums, or it might be aquariums. And so we try to show people that aquariums are not something to be afraid of. They're not as hard as people think they are. They're a wonderful creative outlet.
They are. And they're also very therapeutic. They're a form of healing. I mean, all hobbies are a form of healing.
That's right.
There's so many people in the aquarium hobby that they're healing from some form of physical, mental, emotional trauma, addiction. And I think that's what brings us all together, because we're all broken pieces, and together we make the whole shoal.
Yes.
So we all help each other.
That's why
improve.
you want to see them in like restaurants and stuff, and like hospitals and nursing homes. It's because it's like the fish are like just cool to look at. It's almost like the filter for me. It gives like that comforting. I don't know. It's kind of nice.
Love it.
Yeah, Patty had an interesting comment when we were on the Ohio Fish Rescue stream talking about all this with Big Rich and Josh and everybody. Patty made a comment. She said, it's not a hobby. And I totally understand that, and I see where she's coming from. But it really is. When you have an animal, they're part of your family, no matter what they are, and you love them. But part of taking care of them or giving them a creative home can become a hobby. Yeah. Like there's people that build their cats amazing structures and things, and and there's the whole TV shows about it, like Tanked. And then there's like a new show. I think we've seen it a few times. It's like Extreme Pet Makeover, and they build new structures for cats and dogs and things. I mean, this kind of thing is like
it's almost like Legos, but with actual fish. Like you can you can build stuff and you can shift stuff around. It's just cool to like piece by piece. I mean, I recommend starting small. Like, don't do something like this if you have no experience. But like over time, it's really cool because you can add a lot of stuff onto it.
And you can change it.
Over time, you tend to develop multiple tank syndrome. So, setting up that quarantine tank for the new fish, and then you get another new fish, so you need another tank, and then that one becomes permanent. So you end up with a fish house like Daniken or like Ohio Fish Rescue.
Well, that's a story. I mean, that's a story. So Chewy was talking about. I still call you Chewy. Sorry, dude. I know you're lunatic fringe, but you're Chewy to us.
I know.
So Jack has actually swam in some of those tanks, and so have I, and it is amazing. But we have done quite a bit of footage in the pond. We've got about 2 videos where we did underwater footage in the pond. We're going to be doing more of that. And this summer,
I hope to go back there soon again.
yeah, well, I was talking to him recently because I was there.
You helped with Tracy too, didn't you? You helped get
Well,
the nurses and everything
many
trained.
times, yeah. So we could talk about how fish rescue a little bit, because that's a great story. When we started our channel, we started, looking and talking to other YouTubers and stuff, and we came across an Ohio Fish Rescue video, and it said Strongsville, because you know how some of them have the locations, and I said Strongsville, is that Strongsville, Ohio? And then I started watching, and I said, hey, I know that guy. And when you play in a band, there's a whole circuit of people.
Yeah.
And so I recognized Big Rich from the whole band scene, and I was like, pretty sure I know that dude. And I sent him a message, and I said, hey, we don't live that far from you. We started a YouTube channel not too long ago. We're father and son, just like you and your son are. We'd like to come check it out. And he was like, come on over, man. And we went over there, and we started talking about music, and we started talking about the 80s, and we started talking about fish, and we started talking about Cleveland. And we were there for like literally the whole day. How long were we there the first time we went, like all day?
Yeah, we went there at about actually like 5 o'clock p.m. and we stayed there till like 10 p.m.
Yeah, we were there like all night. And we had a friend that had a green tear, really big green tear that he kind of, had to get rid of. And so he came with us and took them. We have a video of all of this stuff we have a whole playlist of OFR. And, and we started talking to them, and we kind of, became friends with them, and we met Tracy, and what an awesome, friendly lady. I remember,
Amazing woman.
I remember when we left, we were driving home. It was pretty late. Jack was tired, and he said, well, that Tracy's really nice. It was the first thing he said. And because Big Rich is one of those guys, he's a jokester. Like he messes around. I've never been one of those guys. Like, I don't joke around with kids or play pranks on them or nothing. I mean, there's certain dads that do that.
Yeah,
I'm not one of those dads. But Big Rich is. So Jack didn't know how to take that. He was like messing with him and stuff. But he gets them now. He gets it now. He just knows he's funny and sarcastic and funny. But anyway, you still got to push him in too. We got to work on that.
You do.
I can't wait till I get
because he pushed Jack in. I don't know if you guys ever saw that video.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to set him up next time, and Jack's gonna push Big Rich in.
Gotta have his phone in his pocket. Gotta make sure everything's kosher.
You don't ever have to worry about him having shoes on because he never wears shoes. But anyway.
And then you'll just see that mullet fly.
Yeah. So anyway, we kind of connected, and we started talking, and then when all this stuff happened, it was when COVID first hit. It was like September of 19, and they still don't really know, what it was or whatever. And she did have a lot of pre-existing health conditions, and so he said that they didn't really get tested and things. But anyway, whatever it was a horrible virus of some sort, and she got really sick. Yeah. And what a guy! He tried to do CPR on her, and I've been in those shoes. I've done CPR on family members, and let me tell you, it's different than doing it at work. It's not fun at all. It's never fun to do it, but it's different. And I did CPR on my ex-father-in-law, and he ended up passing away. It was an awful experience, but it's something that you deal with, Deep down the rabbit hole. Yeah, that was Jack was not there, thankfully, to witness that. That was not a good time.
It sucks, but because he was the nice guy.
He was a super nice guy.
He wasn't healthy at all.
Yeah, well, he was one of those people that didn't want to listen.
He was
to the wellness.
He was a big Italian guy.
What's going on, Rob? There's another guy from Strongsville. What's going on? We've got to connect with Rounded Rob too, because he lives in Strongsville. We got to meet you at the rescue, dude. That would be fun. But anyhow, when all this stuff happened,
and I just want to say for Tracy, there's eternal prayers for Tracy. Yes. Always praying for her.
Yeah. What the story is on that, quite simply, is she was let go of the hospital. She was put into a couple of different nursing homes, which of course was in the middle of COVID. So
and some of them weren't the best.
Well, in the middle of COVID, there was no place to be, because everybody was short-staffed. It was awful. Everybody was dealing with all this. It was unbelievable amount of stress on all of the healthcare workers. It was unbelievable. It was really bad timing. And I talked to them about that. And I said, listen, guys, it's just bad right now. There was a facility that I used to work at that they ended up taking her there and things went pretty well. However, they weren't allowing any sort of visitors and they weren't allowing. And so they said, we can have her come home, but you got to do some teaching. And so he called me and he said, they're not letting me come in to do the teaching and all this. So I called them and I said, listen, guys, these people are friends of mine. I have my independent provider number, so I can take care of people in their homes. I've been doing that for a long time. And I said, I can get, we can work on getting her part of the waiver program and getting her some home care, and I'll be there to help. And so finally they listened to me and they said, okay. So I said, let him wear a gown and a mask and let him come in and do some training. So long story short, they let him do some training and she was able to come home. And
he was so grateful.
Yeah. And it was very nice to be able to help him to do that. And I have been over there several times to help. She's got a great nurse. Mara's awesome. And everybody else helping. And I did recently start training her on how to change Tracy's trach, because that's pretty intimidating if you've never done it before. Luckily, I'm an advanced clinical nurse on ventilators, and I change people's trachs every day of my life. So it wasn't anything that I was, worried about. So I did it.
It's muscle memory for you at this point.
Well, it's just something that you're comfortable with, and if you learn about it, and and so I did it for her a couple times, and then it wasn't done, and then so I trained her how to do it. She watched me, and I says, in a month or so, I'll come back and you can do it, and I'll watch you do it for the first few times or whatever. So we're gonna get there. And, get everything good to go. But it's wonderful that she's getting up. She's able to go around the rescue in a wheelchair and those kind of things. And it really makes Jack and I happy that we were able to help all of this, obviously, because, she's a sweet, sweet, sweet lady.
And she is making improvements.
She is making improvements, yeah.
Yeah, like
you said she was like responding, like with the blinking of the eyes and
Well, she definitely responds to my voice. The minute that I walk in and start talking to her, she looks right at me and makes eye contact, and she has every time. And the same as Jack, and even Big Rich used to say, he says that she loved you guys. He said she loved you guys when you guys came, before. So it's really nice, and hopefully things continue to go well. And I told him, I said, man, I'm only like 20 minutes from you. Just call me anytime, and I'll come and help or whatever.
Incredible. You've been an incredible.
I watched Ohio Fish Rescue for 2 reasons: the fish and Tracy. Love Big Rich, but Tracy was the reason I watched, because that's when I was first getting into fish keeping, and I didn't see a lot of female fish keepers, and she was one of the few that I knew of. So I held her to a different standard, and it broke my heart when I heard what happened. And I'm always praying for her to just as much of a recovery as possible. She's definitely worthy and deserving of it. Wonderful woman.
Well, we told them, we said, we'll help whenever we can. Just let us know. We're less busy in the summertime. Obviously, a lot of people are. But for our job and for school and for sports and everything else, we're less busy. So we always try to go over there a couple times in the summer and help, whether it's with Tracy or whether it's with the rescue or whatever. They have work to do all the time. And we always tell people, just come. Even if you just want to come and spend a weekend in Cleveland, and you want to see the Rock Hall, or you want to go to the casino, or if you want to see some of the museums or stop by the fish rescue. I mean, we'll meet you there. Jack knows the place better than anybody. I mean, he'll take you on a tour. He'll show you around.
Yeah, Big Rich, you see me the secret areas and stuff.
It's an amazing place. Like Big Rich is a very eccentric person, and he has it when you walk
through that zebra carpet. Of course he is.
Yeah, he's got Mike Tyson's carpet.
Yeah, I'd say more eccentric.
It's a fun place to visit, and it's crazy when people come for the first time, and you just don't realize how much is there. I mean, there's a zip line. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
It's another level when you need a rebreather to clean your tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the funny
Poor
part is
Josh.
too is yeah, the funny part too is all the stories. Like every one of those tanks has a huge story behind it, and he loves telling those
I mean,
stories.
each
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And well, anyway, so and he hasn't kept this any kind of secret. I mean, a lot of people know that they're doing pilots and stuff. I mean, everybody's pretty well aware of that, right?
Mhm.
Guys, and they haven't kept that any kind of secret. It was a secret for a while because
Yeah.
Yeah.
they started all that stuff and then everything happened with Tracy. But anyway, so we got hooked up with the guys from Tanked, and then they got hooked up with the guys from Tanked, and then
Mhm.
we all kind of talked. But anyway, I definitely could see, you know, when you look at a lot of the reality shows like the Orange County
Oh, yeah.
Choppers and the Pawn Stars and the
Yeah.
Tanked and all that. I mean, they could definitely be a successful hit on TV.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
They
A lot of
definitely could.
charisma. A lot
And
of charisma.
and I hope that they do. That would be amazingly wonderful to help put Cleveland on the map even
Mhm.
more. And that would be amazing, you know, and help all the other fish tubers and YouTubers and help our community in general. They're really, really super awesome. And more than anything, they just love what they do. They love their fish. They love helping people. And it's amazing when we go, we've had videos where we've interviewed people that have come from different states, driven 16 hours. And,
Oh.
you know, and we,
Come everywhere.
yeah, they come from all over because there isn't a lot of places like that. There's just not.
No, there isn't. And I think they'd also help with the hobby as well if they were more mainstream, because
Mhm.
also maybe they can culture people on better fish husbandry.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of people don't even know about us on YouTube. You know, the majority of people just
Yeah,
go to the big box go store and that's
I
it.
found y'all on
Yeah.
accident, so
Said I was
happy
researching
accident.
I think
photos.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to, you know, learn what you can. Obviously, there's thousands of fish tubers now. There's nowhere that you know, there's lots of places that you can go and see
Yeah.
videos about fish keeping. You can say, hey, what do I feed my striated loaches? And 20
Yeah.
videos will pop up from YouTubers. So,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
YouTube is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the fish trade.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
other things like Twitch is cool, but that's just for
Mhm.
live streams.
yeah.
Personally, people say a lot of the youth says, TikTok. It's okay if you, because they just stream on there too. I just feel like TikTok's too little short to like talk about
Yeah.
anything. It's just kind of
Yeah.
like, it's making.
But then Jack always gets on my case because, well, two reasons. You know, he'll
Mhm.
tell me you're like
He's
Andy
the
Woods. He'll be like, you're waffling on, dude.
Well, because
Okay.
you do. I mean, you talk a lot.
Because we start to explain things, and
Mhm.
and I always think if someone's watching this video, and because this is what I do with my health education and as a nurse too. Like if somebody comes in, and especially when you used to work in maternity, and you're like, you've got this person for like 48 hours. Let's do as much
Mhm.
education as we can while they're here. So I do
Yeah.
the same thing in the videos, because if we're making a video about this or that, and then I go, well, let's squeeze a little more information in because
Mhm.
there's stuff that we could be teaching people. But I get it, you know, and then he'll turn off the camera and he'll be like, you're waffling on, you know. And I think Andy Woods I got to give a shout out to Andy Woods too, because he's one of our favorite
Oh gosh, I
guys.
love Andy Woods.
We'll literally just listen to him in the car and just
Okay.
laugh the whole time. Like he's
Yeah.
His accent alone is just funny.
I think
Hilarious.
he just hit a milestone too. He just did a video. He hit a
did.
milestone. What did he get? How many subs does he have?
Was it 200? No, it wasn't like 200. But it was up there. Was it 200? No.
I don't know. I forget. But he was one of the first guys we listened to, and he's so awesome.
Yeah. Like I knew the number, but my brain has been like a sieve.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, what is? I
Yeah.
think it was 200,000.
I just watched that video where he went
Yeah.
around and showed his.
But as far as who we connected with, obviously when Fu made a comment, that blew our minds. That literally blew our minds instantly. And
That's
I was
what
like,
happened when y'all made a comment on mine. I was like,
don't even
Mhm.
say that. That's nothing. That's nothing compared to that.
No, it is to us. It is to us.
That's very nice. But that's nothing. When you literally posted your first video, and some
Mhm.
guy who's been on YouTube since it started
Yeah.
15, 16 years
It's like,
and
wow.
has millions of subscribers. I mean, Fu will release a video and in a matter of an hour, it has hundreds of thousands of views.
I mean, he has just
That's
so many
crazy.
people. Right.
That's
It
I
is.
can't even imagine something like
Wait,
that.
what's Andy Wood's YouTube channel called?
Andy Woods.
Oh,
He's gonna look him up. So anyway,
It's like,
so when that happened, that was one of those things that we said, you know what, this is really cool. You know, yeah, somebody post a link for Andy Woods because he's phenomenal. He's so much fun. Hello,
I just don't want to. I just don't want to keep interrupting you.
That's okay.
I got it.
We
And he just reached 10,000.
Oh, 10,000. Okay, yeah. Which is odd because he's been on a long time and he has a lot of views, but he just doesn't get the subs. Maybe sometimes you get subs and not views. Sometimes you get views and not subs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
You never know. You never know. But anyway, what a fun guy to listen to, and has an amazing Cichlid collection. Amazing Cichlid collection.
Yes, he does.
But anyhow, so Fu left us a comment. We thought it was really amazing. Then we started talking to other people. Then we got a comment from MD Fish Tanks. And if you've never heard of MD, what an amazing gentleman. This guy.
Yes.
If you haven't heard of MD, I don't think we can be friends.
Yeah.
Right.
And
he's another big one that I watched originally.
MD is a super guy. He was one of those guys that took off like a rocket. I mean, he started his channel and pow. And he commented on a few of our videos, gave us a little advice, really friendly guy. And if you go to MD's channels, we're on there, which is, I think, is still amazing. I mean, to see when we see our name like on somebody else's list that's that big, it still blows our minds. Like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. But he's a very nice guy. And when you start to look at some of these other guys that have gotten so big, and I say guys, when I say, you got to remember I'm a male nurse. Right. So when I say,
hey guys,
I got used to just working with women all day.
Yeah.
And you get close and you get to be friends. And in order to like I don't know a better word, but in order to desexualize things, we just called each other guys all day. Yeah, it's just how it was. So a lot of times people tell me,
hear the word guys, I don't think of men. I just think of like guys like.
Yeah,
I do that too.
I still call Pamela dude sometimes, and she's like, "Why are you calling me dude? I'm your girlfriend." I'm like,
that's my thing. I call people dude.
Yeah, we grew up at that time. When we worked together, like all of us, men and women in nursing, when you're working in ER and ICU and you're shouting out, or it's like, dude, do this, dude, do that. Like it's just what it is. But anyway, I know that nowadays society is changing and I gotta try to use different pronouns and whatnot. But anyway,
I say that is totally fine.
I know I say guys a lot. But anyway, so and dudette, we used to say dudette too. So, you know, that was really cool and it was really neat to do that. And then before that, we sent our videos to Animal Planet. And that was a really interesting story too of how we connected with Brett. And so we literally just sent our videos to Animal Planet. Like we went on Animal Planet's website and I encourage anyone to do this. If you want your channel to grow and you want to connect with people, you have nothing to lose than to take a chance and reach out, talk to places like World Patent Marketing, talk to these kind of places, talk to pet stores, send your videos to places. So, and now we're at the point where a lot of these places are watching our videos and reaching out to us. So we just signed with 3 different companies as affiliates. None of them have to do with aquariums. They're all food.
That's exciting. At least, sure, Jack is happy about that.
Yeah, so we've got like an entire refrigerator and freezer full of food that we're going to be doing Wellness Wednesdays videos on.
The best part.
He likes experimenting with the dry ice that he gets.
We got. And I thought y'all got a new cool fog machine, and it was dry.
Yeah. So the cool part about this whole stories thing is when we're making videos, we upload pieces and parts to the stories to give people a little bit of a teaser. Those might not come out for 2 or 3 weeks. But we'll do that. And that's a fun little thing to do too.
That is fun. Oh, Ricky said he's going to have baby snails. Congrats, Ricky.
All right, Ricky.
What type of snails? And I
Gotta
know
be
Jack and Dan, you guys keep snails as
a
well.
snail.
Is it just
Oh yeah, we
mystery
love
snails?
snails.
Yes.
So do I.
So yeah, so we like the mystery snail. We like the golden. Always been a fan of the golden mystery snails.
Mhm.
I've had different snails and we've had different snails, but mostly that. We just love the gold ones. We think they're really cool.
Mhm.
We are actually right now. We've gotten to the point where we start like we're shooting all the time, like time lapses and stuff now, because we're
Mhm.
just experimenting with that so much because people seem to like those so much. So we have like 2 time lapses being filmed right now as we're talking, and they may
Oh,
go for a
cool.
week, and they may go for like a week or 2. We'll just see. And then
Mhm.
those will end up being future videos or parts of future videos because people really like those a lot and they're a lot of fun.
They
Mhm.
are.
And they'll be coming up too. But yeah, I mean, to take something like a cucumber or a piece of broccoli and film it for 7 or 8 days and
Mhm.
watch 20 or 30 snails eat it in a matter of
Mhm.
a minute, that's super, super cool and fun.
It
It
is.
is cool.
So we're,
I'm,
we're doing
I'm,
more of that kind
I'm,
of stuff
I'm
too.
I'm just a little partial to mystery snails.
Yeah, they're so fun. They're so fun, and you got some beauties. There's so many different ones. When I
There are.
was when I was younger, I had some apple snails, and they're really fun because they get huge.
They do,
Uh,
but they're voracious plant eaters, and I
yeah,
love my planted tanks, and they're mostly illegal in most states, so
yeah.
Because they're
you can't
invasive.
really buy them. So mystery snails is the next best option. But I have 6 out of the 8. Um, I just gave away about 800 babies, and I currently have about 300
Wow.
left.
Yeah.
So I got a snail factory going on over here, which is why I have an affiliate code for snail food.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the thing. That's the thing is when you start to grow and you start to do these things, and when these companies can reach out to you and you can help other people through them. Like we're going to have coupon codes that you
Mhm.
can use, like if you want to try a certain kind of sprouted whole
Mhm.
grain bread, or if you want to try, you'll be able to put in, and we're just making all of our codes Jack and Dan. So you'll
Yeah.
be able to like go to
That's
Amazon or whatever and just put in Jack and Dan, and they'll say, hey, you're going to get 15% off,
I
try
did that
whatever.
with
Oh, that's
Angelic,
cool.
Angelic Bread Company. We got a.
Yeah. So that's one of the ones that we're going to start having more.
I get my
That's,
bread from there.
aren't they amazing? They are
They are.
amazing.
It was from when I watched your video. I used my code and I get them all the time.
Oh,
Snail.
cool. Good.
I have no idea what song
Love the
she's
rap.
referencing.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
has
going to,
Jack and Dan heard the Roxanne Snail song?
Oh no, I hope not.
yeah, I did. Yeah, we did.
Oh
We did.
God.
It's
Ah,
awesome.
it was
It's
funny.
an awesome song. That's right.
I've made a
Yeah.
few fish song parodies. I made one for Christmas. All I want for Christmas is 2 fish tanks. Someone is still watching it, and it is May. And I've done a few last year for Father Fish's channel as well.
Yep. I did one, but it hurt your ears.
It did not. That's also my channel, is the one that Mary did. Chubb says we have apple snails wild here.
Oh yeah, Ames had asked that earlier. Ames had asked Jack, what is your favorite fish?
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Don't ask that. I mean, I'll answer, but that's hard. I'd say angelfish are pretty cool. Is to like domestic fish. Like my favorite's probably angelfish or plecos.
Mhm.
But like actual ocean big fish, I'd say probably a sunfish, or
yeah, they're huge.
yes.
Some
I know
fish are
sharks-
very cool.
yeah, I know sharks aren't really fish, but like they're in the same type of thing. So sharks, yeah, I like manta rays too. But as far as fish, yeah, the plecos are pretty much my favorite.
If you guys ever find yourselves out on Long Island, the Vanderbilt Museum has a taxidermied fish museum, and there's a sunfish on their wall. You may be
And
very
it's
interested to see that.
gigantic.
Gigantic. It is gigantic. And I think they caught it in the early 1900s, so like 19 teens or the 20s.
Wow.
So it's an old one. But there's
That's
so many
wild.
taxidermied sea animals from their I don't know where they went that season. I think they went to England and back, and they caught everything in the ocean along the way. And then they taxidermied it and put it in a hole on their property. But it's really cool to tour. There's also a planetarium there that does laser light shows. Very cool.
Oh.
Yeah, museums and aquariums are so awesome. We always try to stop in at places. One of the coolest things we did, well, we went to San Antonio a couple years back for spring break, and we swam in the ray tank, and they had a black-tip shark in there. We swam with a black-tip shark.
It was actually scary.
Oh, that's neat.
I wasn't scared about the shark because they're not gonna. We had like shrimp and like sardines. I think they gave us a little.
Yeah, they gave us
box
food to feed them.
Like,
we did a video on it. It's in our. We have a playlist called Aquatic Adventures. Like when we go to aquariums and stuff, and that was one of the first videos.
Yeah,
and I think in the first video on that playlist is just Jack in the ocean looking like he's in the middle of the water.
Yeah, we're in Aruba. We're in Aruba. I took them to Aruba. We went to a place called Palm Island, which is a small private island off the coast of Aruba, and they have the best snorkeling. It's unbelievable. Thousands of fish all around you. Thousands of fish. And we spent. He got burned on his back that day because we just snorkeled for so long.
A little bit. Yeah, that wasn't even sun. That was just pure UV rays. It was just straight up.
And the ocean water doesn't help.
1,800 miles closer to the equator than Cleveland, so it's different.
Yeah,
but
it's like the sunniest island ever. It's like there's like a tanning area, a small little water park, and like a scuba area, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we like to go to aquariums. We like to give tours. We like to take aquatic adventures, and sometimes not so much, but different things. We were supposed to go to the New Orleans aquarium, but then the virus put all that on hold. So we're gonna try to go. Actually, we thought about doing a trip where we go to San Antonio, stay there for like a week, then go to New Orleans and stay there because there's so much to see and they're not that far from each other actually. So we were going to do something like that. Thanks, Lori. That's awesome for putting our playlist up.
Thank you, Lori.
We try to stay decently organized and have playlists, but sometimes stuff just crosses over and it might be in two playlists or whatever. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I just group all mine into two different ones, live streams and forget what I named the other one, but it's all the other fishy videos. So if you want to see live streams, it's in one category. Anything else I've ever made is in another category, and just have at it.
But I would say the coolest fish that we've ever actually seen in nature was in one of those videos. If you watch, when we were in Aruba, it was a huge boxfish. I mean, they did get pretty big in the wild, and we followed that guy around for a good 5 minutes underwater. Yeah, we were just snorkeling, and that was a really amazing one. Now, just recently, we were at our LFS, and there's two boxfishes there. There was a black one and a yellow one, I want to say, and we got footage of those guys. They have an amazing saltwater collection there too. But that was probably one of the coolest fishes we ever saw in real life. But yeah,
we have an anti-fish question. What is your least favorite fish?
Yeah, least favorite fish. I mean, sea urchin is not a fish. Well, we actually saw some sea urchins when we were scuba diving, but not snorkeling. But I'd say probably I don't hate it. It's kind of cool actually. But when we're in the Texas aquarium, I don't like guitar fish. They're a crossbreed between a creepy stingray and a shark, and it's like a shark with a triangle head. It looks really cool, but it's also kind of scary.
Yeah, well, the reason is because we were in this huge tank, and it was like a swimming pool basically. It was only about 4 feet deep, huge circle, and Jack got a little wigged out because he starts taking out the krill and the shrimp and stuff, and these guys were all over him. They just were all over you. And he got kind of wigged out, and he was like, "I'm not digging this, Dad. I'm out of here." And I said, "Well, you go up on the platform and throw the food in, and I'll film from like underwater and stuff. And they just crawl all over you. Some of those stingrays and stuff.
Because they kind of hug you. But it's like with the ones with starfish, like they snuff your feet. It's kind of gross. Like they just
Yeah,
it was
I don't
neat.
think I would enjoy that either. It'd be a cool experience, but I don't like when things I don't know. I don't want things touching me. So
yeah, the black tip shark was really beautiful. She was a beauty. She was pretty big, about 5 feet long, but didn't bother us or anything. They feed them and everything. She was very fast though, and we kind of tried to get some close-ups, and she just backed away.
They don't really. People say
the Gibson. Yep.
Yeah, people say that sharks are vicious, and they are. But that a year more people get killed by a defective toaster than shark attacks.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not. It's
and they're not personally seeking people out to eat. Usually, it's mistaken identity. They might, if you're in a wetsuit, they might think you're a seal. And typically, they do a test bite, and they don't come back because when they bite you, they can tell your fat content. So they can tell if you're the prey item that they think you are. Usually, there's some.
They don't like.
But there have been a few bad ones, but there's differences in every species all across the globe, so we can't fault the whole species because of one or two that were misguided.
They don't have toaster.
Sharks don't primarily like humans. They like seals and stuff. The only reason people say, "Oh, this shark attacked me," for no reason, I'm like, well, either you look like a seal with your surfboard, or either that shark hasn't eaten in a multitude of days and it's really angry.
Right.
I want people to see that in replay because that's funny. They don't have toaster wings. I love her so much.
Oh,
but besides fish, I know you guys are fond of your wieners.
Oh yeah. I love the ASMR.
Lacey's not here.
George and Lacey.
We'll have to see if George will come around. But Lacey's, so long story short, what's going on with Lacey, and I think we've mentioned this in a couple of videos. So Miranda and I were together for like 10 years, and we got Lacey early on because her daughter, I had a stepdaughter for a long time, and she wanted Lacey, so she got Lacey. Well, I started working from home quite a few years ago. And so Lacey and I got pretty well connected. I mean, we were together all day long. And Lacey also broke her back. We haven't done a video on this yet, but we're going to do a video on this. We never really did. We just kind of talked about it briefly in one of the Oktoberfest videos when she was racing in Oktoberfest. But we're going to tell like the whole story. Basically she broke her back. We don't really know how. I mean, she's nuts. She would just jump off anything or whatever. And they're like, you're not supposed to let them do that. Well, what are you going to do? Right. I mean, so at the end of the day, being that I was a nurse and had that, mentality, I rehabbed her. And for about a month, I mean, I basically woke up every 2 hours. I toileted her. I walked her with a splint. I had to hold her back legs with like a scarf.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, she didn't do very well. I mean, we didn't think she was going to make it. She had a really hard time. And then they had already planned a vacation, like a girls' vacation, because Liz had graduated from high school. This was quite a few years back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but that's just not responsible.
Well, anyway, so they went on vacation, and so I was left to kind of take care of her. And we really kind of connected, and so she likes being with us. And so even though we kind of split up and she moved out and everything, we've tried to do like shared parenting with Lacey. So she comes here for a week or two at a time, and then she goes over there for a week or two at a time. Now, Pamela has moved in here, and so her dog stays here now 100% of the time. And it is nice that he has someone, because Pamela's parents both passed away not too long ago, and he used to hang out with her parents while she was at work because she lived with them taking care of them. And so since they passed away, he had a really hard time with that because those were his buddies, Pamela's parents.
Yeah.
So, basically Lacey misses us and has become friends with George, and George has become friends with her. So it is nice when Lacey can come over because they're able to play and hang out, and we miss her. She was a part of our life for a very long time. And I think she really enjoys being back here at the house that she knows, and she enjoys being with us. And her and George didn't get along very good in the beginning, but they're getting along pretty good now.
Yeah, like not wanting to share toys. She would take both of them.
She's so funny. She is so funny. She is such an alpha. It's ridiculous. Like, and if you haven't seen those videos, her boyfriend, before he passed away, Caesar, was like a 200-pound German Shepherd. Okay.
Yeah.
And these are the kind of dogs. These are the kind of dogs she was used to hanging out with. So when she met George, she was like, "Who's this little guy here? What's this?" And she just pushed him around. She still kind of does, but she's getting better. And then he tried to do the boy thing, and she got really upset. She laid him out a couple times, and he doesn't try that anymore.
See, I thought he would have been the gentle one since I watched him tuck his little toy into bed that one time, that one video.
The turtle.
When he covered the turtle up.
Yeah.
I can never pronounce her name. What is the turtle's name?
So Jack's turtle that he raised her name is Iastigi, and we called her Iastigi because it's Cherokee for warrior. And she was just such a warrior. Like she always, all the other turtles that we raced her with, she beat them up. She pushed them off the bridge. We have videos of her. They would try to get on the bridge, and the bridge was big enough for like 5 turtles. She pushed them all off. She's like, "No way, this is my bridge. This is, And so she was totally just the boss. So we actually ended up giving all those other turtles away. She didn't get along with any of them. So it was, but the thing that's funny, she totally gets along with the fish. Like she's never eaten a fish. She's never chased a fish. She's never been.
We actually tried to give her crayfish, and we gave her 2 of them, 2 decently big ones. And they like.
She was not interested at all.
She easily could kill them.
Yeah.
Easily, but she just was so used to being around fish.
She's just so domesticated.
Yeah.
She didn't. We were going to do a video on her eating a crayfish, and I'm like,
I wanted her to see her. I wanted to see her.
She wouldn't do it. They were calling on her head. She was just like, whatever. She's totally not interested. She's so incredibly tame, but she does not get along with other turtles. She pushes them off. It's kind of like her and Lacey are the same spirit. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. But, it's funny because Lacey, because we'll let Iastigi just run around the house a lot of times. We can't do that when Lacey's here. Lacey will immediately try to grab her and eat her, like instantly.
Oh, no.
But George, he follows Iastigi around. He
tucks her into bed.
He totally gets along with her. And I'm trying to let them continue to develop a relationship. He's almost afraid of her. Like if he's laying on the ground, Iastigi will walk up to him and like try to cuddle up to him, and he gets scared and walks away. Isn't that funny? This tiny little turtle, and he's afraid of her. Yeah. But you know what? Everybody's different. It's funny. But I'm gonna try to get some video of them cuddling up. Maybe he'll get used to her. He's gotten used to Lacey, so maybe he'll get used to her.
Yeah. I thought it was so adorable how he actually went around and tucked in both sides, made sure nothing was uncovered. With
hilarious. I couldn't believe it.
Cute.
I couldn't believe he was doing it. That's why I filmed it.
That's an intelligent dog.
He's a lover, and Lacey's a fighter. That's just their nature.
Very nice.
We'll see how it goes. But so she is with Miranda now. She's going to be coming for Memorial Day weekend because I think they have like a big out-of-town wedding or something. So she's going to be staying with us for a while there, and we'll probably do some videos. And where's George? I think Pamela's home now and everything. Pamela, where's George? They want to see George. Where'd she go? Oh, is she? Go get her. Go get her. Tell her to bring George.
And you guys have some interesting projects coming up this summer with some interesting fishy projects I heard you talk about.
Yeah, so when everything happened with the virus, it really made things very busy for me, to be honest with you. Yeah. Very, very, very busy. So we got behind on a lot of stuff. And then we decided, to take this big vacation, and when we came back, we would start to do things. So we redid this tank. We redid Jack's tanks. That video is going to be coming out tonight or tomorrow morning. We didn't redo it, but we changed it up. One of the big things that people make comments about, if you look at that one video that went viral of his, it's got 2.2 million views. I think it's got I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 comments. We do try to answer all those comments. Sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just ask the same question, and so we just paste. Because I remember when we did Vinny's stream, he goes, "How do you answer all those comments?" And I'm like, "Well, it's the same question, so we just copy and paste the answer."
Yeah.
Because there was a time when that was really getting like, 10,000 views a day, and we would get 1,000 comments a day. You can't answer all those.
Yeah.
So
no, not in a day.
we would just copy and paste it and say, please check out some of the other videos, and you'll be able to see, how that was made, and it'll answer some of your questions. But we also tell them, because that thing still gets, I don't know, I think 5,000 views a day sometimes, and we get comments and questions. And I make a comment and I said, "You've got a lot of catching up to do. This was like a year and a half ago. Just check out our playlist, and all of your questions will be answered."
Yeah.
So that helps. That's a rope fish behind us, Aim. Yeah. So
rope fish are awesome.
this tank is no longer called the Aqua Cave. As you can see, it no longer has an Aqua Cave because Iastigi outgrew it. So we're going to be working on a special home just for her. And we changed this, and so you'll have to see that video. It's coming up soon. But this is now called, well, we have two names for it. Jack has decided to call it either Ropefish Island or Ropefish Mountain.
Yeah, Mount Ropefish.
Or Mount Ropefish.
It's like oops, there goes the dogs. It's
But
like
we'll
your
see.
Avatar cave.
We'll see. They're right there. They're right there. They're all in there. There's 6 ropefish in here. They're quite huge.
If you don't mind, I'm actually going to make you guys big so they can get a little bit better view. I'm sure some people are watching.
Let me see if I can lift it
on
up.
their phone.
So that little cave there is full of ropefish.
That is just so cool.
And
that is so cool.
Ropefish have always been something that we liked, and we had them. They were actually in Jack's room for quite a long time. Oops, there goes my pen now. Sorry.
I like Griffin.
Falling apart here.
It's all right. It's a Hot Mess Express. It's more than welcome here.
We raised those ropefish from, well, they were pretty small at the time, and they've gotten pretty big now. And we decided to just take a chance and put them in this tank, and they've done very well in there. And there are 6 of them, and they're quite huge. And we've talked to Haley from Oddball Aquatics, and she's we're kind of in a little bit of a competition with her to see who can breed them first.
Oh yeah, she's all about those ropefish. Yep.
She said if we breed them before she does, to make sure we document everything, or she's going to be very upset with us.
Hi, Griffin. Welcome.
It's a unique tank, and it's a unique setup, and we like to change our tanks every year or two. We don't keep them the same. We don't necessarily take them all apart, but we do change the scape and do some different things and change the concept, change some of the fish. This guy right here is one of Jack's favorites right now. This is a big electric blue cichlid. He's a male. We call him Sonic because he looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. But there's a female in there with him too, and they have babies quite a bit. We've done videos on them, and we take those babies and we trade them in just like we do with the snails or anything else that has babies. We take the plecos all the time. It is a huge tank. It's a 220 gallon. And we've had this for quite a few years. And we had this stand custom made from a retired cabinet maker. He's about 80 years old. And he made us this stand in his garage and brought it over. We're going to be doing a video just on it when we do another update on this after the bamboo comes, because we ordered more bamboo for this. We're going to do a video on the bamboo update. We're also putting some laser lights on here. We have some under gravel lights. We're going to be putting some laser lights on here. That takes us back to the guys from Tanked. When we sent those videos to the guys from Tanked, they answered us, which was crazy. Remember that? We sent
an intro with I forget what his name is, but Brett, the one guy, the intro for you.
Brett did it. Yeah, he did a promo for us when we went to meet him in Vegas. But the way that we hooked up with them, is we actually just sent our videos to Animal Planet, and they watched them, and they said, hey, you guys got some cool ideas. And he liked the fact, again, like we were a father and son team, just like him and the general. And they started ATM, and he told us some great stories about how they started ATM and about how they pitched the idea of Tank to Animal Planet, and they turned him down 3 times. They told him, no way, it's a dumb idea. It'll never be anything. And he didn't quit. He kept going, and he finally got him to okay it. It ended up being like the biggest show Animal Planet ever had. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is crazy, but that's why you should never give up on your dreams. Keep pursuing them.
Right.
And if you watch that video where he gives us a tour of his house, he FaceTimes Jack. And that's exactly what he told Jack. He said, you know what? Never stop doing what you're doing. Keep up doing what you're doing. If you love it, you know, make your life about it and help other people learn. And you know what? You never know. The creativity can never stop. Now, obviously, we don't have an acrylic oven at our house where we can make amazing custom-made tanks like they do. I mean, they were. If you've never been to ATM, by the way, if you go to Vegas and you're a fish nerd of any kind, regardless of how you feel about the show Tanked or Animal Planet or whatever, you have to go to ATM to see that. You have to go. It's unbelievable.
You do. And hello, 503. Welcome.
Yes.
It is. But as far as I definitely agree. Like if you're passionate about something and you feel that it'll benefit the world in some form or fashion, and you keep getting turned down, you keep going and trotting until you find the one that says yes.
Right.
There's a reason that you were led that way, so you should pursue it all the way to the end.
He was really encouraging. Let me tell you, they were like, and if anybody doesn't know the story of ATM, and they were $1 million in debt. They pitched that pilot. They spent their own money. They turned them down. They finally signed. They ended up doing 15 seasons on Animal Planet. And just to give you an idea, he made almost 7 figures per season. Just to give you an idea.
Your AOL email.
Oh, wow.
So if people think, you know, hey, it's not a big deal or give up on your dreams or whatever, believe me, he was a guy that didn't stop. And they met all of those amazing people, and and they gave a lot too. They really did do a lot for the hobby. And to make people more aware of being creative and using it as a creative outlet. And let me tell you, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, ever. When I went to Vegas, I went for a big wellness convention, and I got in touch with them, and I told them I would be coming. And I said, look, I'd love to meet you. I'm here with my fiance at the time. This was quite some time ago. And I said, we're here. We'd like to meet you. And he literally texted me back from his cell phone to my phone. I'll never forget it. It was like 11 p.m. I was ready to call it quits. I'm like, well, he's not going to respond. We're going home in 2 days. And I was sitting at a slot machine just playing. And I told this story before. By the way, the guy next to me from Germany won $1.4 million at a slot machine.
Oh my goodness.
While all this was going on, crazy story. So he sits there. He wins the lottery. People come all around us. I'm sitting right next to the guy, so they put a barricade around us. I couldn't leave. I'm stuck at this machine. And then Brett Raymer texts me back, and I'm like, holy cow, you're not going to believe this. And I'm talking to my, ex-fiance at the time, and she goes, this guy just won $1.4 million. I don't care about your fish nerd stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't care about that dude's money. We're going to go see Brett Raymer tomorrow. So it was kind of funny. And he literally just sent me his address. We got an Uber, and we went over there. And he lives in Red Rock there in a very wonderful gated community. And the Uber driver was like, "Who are you going to see over here, man?" Like, like Jay Cutler lives there, and a lot of very famous people. We just got a picture with Jay Cutler. We just met Jay Cutler, by the way, Mr. Universe. If you didn't see those videos, that was pretty fun.
Yes.
Yep. And it's funny because he's like Brett's neighbor. So I was talking to him about Brett. He goes, "Hey, well, next time you come out to Vegas, we'll get together. Like, so we're gonna have a barbecue with Jay Cutler and Brett Raymer or something next time we go to Vegas."
That's awesome. That's exciting.
How crazy would that be? So anyway, he just answered the door. Like, I thought some butler security system. And I walked up to his door and I knocked on his door, and he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And he's like, "Hey, come on in, dudes." And he was really cool and down to
I'd
earth.
like to meet him. He seems like a really mellow guy.
Well, he FaceTimed Jack, and both of us were shaving our head at the time. And so Jack was looking at his phone, and he thought it was me.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's talking to him. And I look over Brett's shoulder, and I says, "Dude, that's Brett." And he goes, "Oh my goodness!" And it was really a fun experience, and he's a really nice guy. You know what? You're right, Aim. His life is fun. And let me tell you something. If you've never seen the comments on that one video, a lot of people make comments on there, and I'll tell you what, it's emotional to see some of those comments. People say on there all the time, they're like, I wish I had a dad to do things like this with me, or I wish my dad would do things like this. And it really was an eye-opener for us when we posted that video and we started seeing those comments. And we started seeing there's a lot of people out there.
Really
it is
sad.
sad.
Yeah,
it is sad.
But it's also cathartic to see a father-son relationship that's healthy and works well. So for those of us who haven't had the best parents, like it's actually therapeutic to watch you guys in that form as well.
Well, one of the things that I do is I comment back to those people and I tell them, you know what? Jack's uncles and we did not have a very good relationship with our father. We did not have a very good relationship with Jack's grandfather. And we decided to change some stuff.
Right. You broke that cycle.
Yeah. Jack's uncle, well, one of his uncles doesn't have kids, but he's really great with kids and, he's got nieces and nephews and relatives. But his other uncle is a teacher and he's wonderful with kids. And he has 2 daughters, our 2 nieces. And they've been in a video or 2. But a lot of it was just we decided to do things different, and Jack is far from being spoiled. Let me tell you that. I'm still old school. He'll tell you I'm still old school. But
he said no to that $100 that $100 hoodie. So
the mask shirt that Under Armour came up with. It was kind of funny. We try to post a lot of different stuff that we see that we find interesting. But anyway, you know what? We basically said we're going to do things different, and we wanted to kind of show people that you can have a lot of things in common. You don't just have to play video games. You don't just have to. You can have hobbies that you can have in common, and you can do things together. And if it's a rainy or snowy day, or if you're locked up during a pandemic, you can do fun things and you can do things that, are awesome. And it is nice to see those comments. And what we do is we comment back to those people and we encourage them and we say, hey, look, I didn't have the best dad either. And you make your own life. It's what you decide. And you can, I hung out with a lot of my friends that did have cool dads. And one of my good friends, Mike, his dad was he was the chief of the fire department. He was everybody's neighborhood dad. They had block parties and I was over there every day, and he was like an adopted dad to me. And he kind of showed me what it was like to be a cool dad. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to take a lesson from him,
Yeah.
But,
that's a great lesson to learn.
You just try your best. I mean, you try your best. I mean, Jack's mother and I split up, pretty much close to the time when he was born. And I just decided we're going to do the best we can. And we have very equal time with him. In fact, quite honestly, he's with me more than he is with his mother. Really. But it goes back and forth. I mean, we try to be cool. We try to get along. We try to make it work. And it's all he knows. And one of the reasons that I decided to pursue splitting up when he was a baby is because I thought it would be easier for him if we just did it then. Yeah. And I think it was. He tends to agree with that.
Yeah, the thing is that sure, you get 2 holidays for everything. So that's good. But you get equal time,
Yeah.
But you also have a lot of friends whose parents split up at your age, and it was really traumatic.
In fact, most of my friends' parents are divorced. Some of them aren't, but most
Yeah.
of them.
And it's tough on them. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to just do it right away, because I really didn't think that there would be much of a change. And I think that he was better off for it. And I think everybody was, and it worked out pretty good. And, that's kind of part of our whole channel is health and wellness, in
The
general.
full circle of it all. Yeah.
You guys
All
are
encompassing
big.
health and wellness.
Aquariums
Jack,
are,
I'm telling you, Jack is doing workouts like I don't even know what you're gonna do
Yeah.
to him. When he becomes an adult, you might as well step on back. I'm afraid you're gonna have him trained so well. He's gonna be a superhero for sure.
yeah.
It's
Well, he's
silly
getting
play,
big,
though.
and he's doing, you're doing primarily right now, what you
'cause
were doing was
I did
discus.
I did cross country in
I did
the fall.
discus.
Yeah,
Me
Did you?
too. That's cool. I
I did
did.
cross country in the
I ran
fall,
cross country.
and then I did cross country just running. I don't know that I'll do it again. I mean, it's fun. It's just kind of boring.
Yeah, I thought he
Yeah.
liked track a lot more.
I
You're
was
just
wasn't
running.
track. It's just like I can run for a while, but I can't run for too long of a time. I don't know,
Yeah.
it's fun. But then I did
Oh,
track.
yeah.
I did high jump, long jump, and discus and shot put. Shot put's okay, but it's heavy. Like
It's heavy.
you can't,
Yes.
you can't do it
Yes.
that far. I want to be able to yeet something far.
Yeah.
Well, he's got his
Mhm.
dad's long arms too, so he's pretty good at slinging that.
Actually, my PR for discus, I believe, was like 53 feet.
All right.
Oh wow.
For sure, yeah.
Now, do
Pretty
you
good
like
for his
anything
first
else,
season.
though? Do you like
Yeah.
baseball or basketball or any sports
We
like
did
that?
we did a lot of that. We did a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did pretty much every sport there is. I didn't do football, purely because I didn't want to break my neck or spine.
All right.
Or jaw.
Yeah,
Smart.
I don't recommend you breaking your neck. I've done it. It's not fun.
No.
Yeah, and
Anybody that plays baseball has no shoulders anymore.
Yeah.
yeah, I tried baseball. I was not that good at that. I tried soccer. Soccer, I was engaged in, but at the same time, it's the team stuff. I tried
Yeah.
basketball too. Basketball, I like basketball, but I just don't like it to play as a team. I don't like it to be competitive, because here's the thing with sports. A lot of times they do with kids. They give kids an attitude almost, and they make it competitive. It's not
Yeah.
They
supposed
do.
to be competitive. It is, but it's supposed to be fun. You're not supposed to hate
Mhm.
the other team, and you're not supposed to be
Right.
Well, and it should be fun. Like, I had some bad experiences within the team. Like, me and Jack's uncle
Right.
played football together, and there was
Yeah.
cliques within the team, and I'm like, we're all supposed to be working together.
Right, that's
I've
the
always
thing.
been a team player, especially in nursing and stuff. You kind of learn that, and
Yeah.
so that was kind of a turnoff for team sports. That's why I liked individual sports too.
Yeah, it's you, and you can just do anything you want. You can stop and go what time you want. It's just you. And the thing is that when you're on a team, yeah, teamwork, it's good, but some people don't always want to cooperate with that. And
Yeah, some people have great experiences being on teams. I just did not. I tried to open Jack up to it. He kind of had similar experiences to me, so he decided to go into individual sports like I did,
sports should be fun.
and it worked out.
Sports should be
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
enjoyable, nice, fun time.
Right.
Not how it
Makes
is.
you feel bad. I understand that.
But before we continue any further, we're already down to the last
Yeah.
I know.
17 minutes. And I have a giveaway to do for me reaching 400 subscribers. So if you guys wouldn't mind, I'd like to get that
Yeah.
going. And I want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. I greatly appreciate everyone
Yes, thank you,
dealing
guys.
with my silliness, making my snails talk, the silly parodies I make. Thank you for dealing with my insanity. I greatly appreciate every last one of you. But tonight, for me reaching 400 subscribers, I will be giving away a $50 gift certificate to Crayfish Empire. So all your snails and your invertebrates have some yummy snacks to eat.
Awesome.
And if you haven't had a chance yet, please see the rules in the description for entering. And I will give you guys a minute to do that. I will put the rules across the bottom after you read the description. And Mary, I wanted to ask if you would pick the number The number is going to be one between one. You make one up and you type it in private chat.
Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to send it to you in, well, I'll try. Every time I do private chat, I cut myself off.
Oh, no.
Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go.
So when I type start,
Hold on,
please,
I'm about to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Please enter your number between 1 and 100. And good luck,
Okay,
soulmate.
Here it comes.
Okay, we'll verify it.
These guys are pros when it comes to these contests here.
Oh, no.
There's
Great
Joseph.
number.
Joseph.
All right, guys.
Is
Let's
Joseph
see.
here?
And start. Please pick a number between 1 and 100. Closest without going over is the winner. Good luck, soulmates. I will give you guys 2 minutes to get your numbers in.
Wow.
Too long?
No.
We weren't going to do, we're going to do something similar, but we're going to give them a smaller range.
But we had more people in here. We had more people in here earlier. I just think it's better to go between 1 and 100. Less people.
Yeah, that's fun.
Same number. Rico Stan, show me the money. You're not getting money. You're getting snail food, Rico. Get over it. In fact, I actually.
And it's without going over, right?
Yeah, without going over. But when it seems like the numbers are slowing down, I will type stop. So it's official.
Let me ask you while this is going on. So how do you
Yes,
like
sir.
that angelic bread, Mary? Is
Oh,
that
I
the first
love it.
time you tried it? Was through us, or did you ever see it before?
Nope, I had seen it. No, I'd never seen it before. I'm sorry. It was with you guys. Like
It's amazing.
I remember. Yep. And I put in y'all's. I went ahead and did the whatever coupon code you had that day, or
Cool.
But we've got freezers full of it. We get like the bread box every month.
Oh, cool, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super convenient.
Did you get the number, Roxanne, from me?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, right, making sure.
And I'm going to give you guys 30 more seconds, and then I'm going to
30
hit
seconds, counting down.
Counting down. Hey, John Sue.
Hello, John Sua. How are you, love? And Joseph Tropical Tanks has joined us for the last few minutes. Hello, Joseph. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
D.
See everybody putting their numbers in, dude.
And it is now stop. And since Mary entered the number, I will read the number out loud. And the number was 48. So, who is closest to 48? I saw a close cigar, but do we have an exact match?
One.
I saw 50, rounded
I
robin,
saw
50.
42 somewhere. I saw
47.
Yeah,
I hate stupid people.
41.
That's the close one I saw.
That might be the winner right there.
I think it may be Stephanie.
Yay!
I'm not seeing anyone
That's
else.
awesome.
Stephanie, congratulations. If you could please email me if you could just email me at roxannepowers019@gmail.com. Also, my
go get them real quick.
email is in my about section, and I will get that credit out to you this evening. Congratulations. That's exciting.
Tell Pamela to come over here and say hello. No,
I know.
she's probably
Say hi before it. Hang on a second.
That's awesome.
That is. All right, Steph.
Love Steph so much. Well deserving of it. Enjoy, girl.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, we wanted to do one too. We were going to make it an option. So we were going to either give, we kind of thought Chewy would be a cool thing to do because Chewy has like an email gift card that you could just email right to the person.
That's a good one.
And Chewy's they got a lot of stuff for fish.
They do.
You know who always does videos on Chewy's? Crystal's Plants and Pets. Did I say that backwards? I always say her name backwards.
Yeah,
that's it.
Plants and pets or pets and plants?
Pets and plants.
I said that wrong like all the time. Anyway, she's a really nice lady, by the way. If you've never seen her, she's
Sweetheart.
awesome. She does a lot of Chewy hauls and stuff like that. Anyway, we were going to do a $50 gift card to Chewy, but the only thing is they don't ship international. So, like, if you live in another country, you can't get it. Let me see George up here. Everybody wants to say hi, George.
Hey, George.
Hello, George. Mr. Costanza.
Hi, Pamela, if she hears us. Well, no, you're not here.
He's just going to lick me.
Oh, yeah.
Look, George. Look, you're on the internet.
George.
He doesn't care.
No, it's just dad bath time. That's what it is.
Say hi, Pamela.
He just reminds me of a seal because he's got those little flippers.
Hey, lady.
Pamela says hi. She
Hello,
can't hear you,
Pamela. No, but she could see us wave.
Yeah. So what we wanted to do is do a $50 gift card to Chewy, and we were going to do a number thing too. Or if you would rather, it's up to the person who wins. If the person would rather get a piece of Jack and Dan merchandise off Teespring, here's what we're going to do. We're going to say you can get anything you want, not just stuff we have in our store, like literally anything you want off Teespring, and we'll make it into a Jack and Dan thing.
Yeah, because
okay?
Chewy doesn't ship international. So
let's say somebody from a different country wins and they can't do the Chewy thing. We'll get them, like, let's say you want a Jack and Dan hoodie or a Jack and Dan blanket or a Jack and Dan fanny pack. Those are pretty popular. Whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you want. So if you decide that you don't want the Chewy thing, then you can do the other thing. So it's completely up to whoever wins. So they can pick whatever they want. But we'll do the hey, there's Papa Shrimp. What's up, dude?
Hey, Papa Shrimp.
So yeah, we met him at the fish rescue moving tanks one day. I think we met him there a couple times. He's a drummer too. Too.
Awesome.
Let's put George right in the middle here.
You want to do the same way that I did?
Yeah, we'll do the same way.
Over?
Sure, let's do it the same way.
You want a different number range or?
Nah, that's fine. Just do it the same way.
Okay.
Just do it the same way.
All right.
The same way. George, or we just have George pick the winner.
George.
Do you guys want to type your number in chat? In private chat?
Yeah, let me see if I know how to do that. Private chat. Here we go. Oh, look at that. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Good thing Jack's here. What do I hit?
Close that, George.
Oh, let's close this.
And I'll try not to show the number in the reflection of my glasses because I've seen some YouTubers have that happen.
You picked the number, dude. You picked the number, dude. Jack's going to pick the number between 1 and 100.
There we go.
So if you get the number, so if you get the number, such a boy sometimes. So if you get the number, you can either pick something off Teespring, anything you want, and we'll customize it, whatever color you want. You can do a pattern. Go get the pillow to show them the pillow. Go get the pillow real quick. Oh, Pamela's going to get the pillow. Here. So just to give you an example, like, you know, if you want a black with a green, or if you want a white or whatever, if you want a pillow or a blanket or whatever. Did you guys see the pillow that we had, or the blanket that we had made for Tracy? We had Tracy made a blanket too. When we went, when we went to OFR, we had a blanket made for her, Jack and Dan blanket. But it was like pink and stuff, you know, girly.
Cool.
Oh, that looks.
But anyway,
awesome.
so if you want something like that, you could do that instead, and you could we'll just make you whatever you want off Teespring, or you can get a $50 gift card from Chewy, whatever you want. That's what the context's going to be.
So Jack, if you picked your number, please enter it in the private chat option, just so I can see it, and then I will.
All right, there you go.
I will type start for people to start.
What did she say?
I said I want to get a tank jacked.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we could do that too.
And your mark is set. Go. Good luck, showmates.
All right.
All right, everybody's going. Yeah, Joseph. So if you end up winning, you could do a coffee cup. They also have like the big stainless steel mugs. I mean, they got everything on Teespring. Whatever you want.
They really do.
if you win, you get to pick whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And we'll do it whatever color you want. We'll put the Jack and Dan logo on it and the whole 9 yards. And we'll just order it and we'll ship it to you. Doesn't matter, anywhere in the world, international, whatever. If you live in Antarctica, we'll send you a Jack and Dan blanket. Right?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
Look in there. Look in there, George.
George.
Say hi.
So who won the ASMR crunch off between the wieners?
Yeah, everybody pretty much said Lacey. And that video.
I think Lacey did as well.
Yeah, she's a cruncher.
She's the longest crunch.
She's more aggressive at her eating, so she's louder at her eating.
She's hilarious. We did an ASMR video with her where we gave her like a bunch of different stuff. Can we cuddle George if we win? Yes, that's part of the prize. You can cuddle George.
I'm going to give you guys 30 more seconds to get your numbers in, and then I'm going to type stop.
On my chat.
Yeah, they have keychains. They have everything. It doesn't matter what you want. He gets very excited when mommy comes home.
His eyebrow.
He is so adorable. I would cuddle Mr. George in a heartbeat.
That's all he wants to do. He's just a little tiny baby.
Yeah,
That's
he's a teddy bear.
He's just a baby. He's a little
He
baby.
loves me. But he loves everybody else.
He's just a tiny little baby.
And if we all have our numbers in now, I'm going to type stop in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. So who won, dude? Did you see?
Yes, the closest one. So the number was 54, and the closest one to that was Rounded Rob, I believe.
All right.
Really?
And then that's who I saw too. I believe it was Rounded Rob.
Kidding me?
Rounded Rob.
We literally got ready to ship something to Antarctica, and the guy that wins lives like a mile from us. That's crazy. What are the chances of that?
Congratulations again on 12,000 subscribers, Jack and Dan.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That is
Nice
awesome.
going, Rob. That's awesome. Well, listen, dude,
Congratulations, Rob.
email us and tell us what you want to do. If you want something Jack and Dan, like a hoodie or something, we'll make you whatever you want. We'll send it to you. Either that or we'll do a Chewy gift card, whatever you want, dude.
That's amazing.
And where can they find your email at?
It's metal roar. Metal roar. Say it, George.
Metalroar at AOL.com, correct?
Yeah.
That's
Say
right.
it, George. Say metal roar. He's like, I'm a little metal dachshund.
Little metal dog. Yeah, we were talking about metal. I forgot all about our friend Craig Broderick. He's a metalhead too.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You won't stop licking me, so go back to mommy.
Oh, George.
Yes, congratulations again on reaching 12,000 subscribers, Jack and Dan. That is such an
Congratulations
accomplishment.
to you guys. You know, it's really cool that everybody's growing and helping each other and working together.
Oh,
It's
you geek boy.
It takes a village. It really does take a village, and this community is a strong one.
It really is.
You raise each other up.
fun. It's a lot of fun. Like we love talking to everybody. We love talking to all the people that we met over the well, it's been, I mean, coming up, it's been 2.5 years. It'll be about 3 years now. It's really fun talking to everybody that we've met.
Thank you, James.
You know, and some people are so funny, like Funk and Joe Menuz and
Oh my gosh.
everybody, and then you meet like just unbelievable people like Fishman. I mean, Fishman's like,
Oh, Fishman.
he's like a mad scientist, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean,
He
you
comes up
see,
with some cool stuff.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then look what George just gave me.
So,
This is
Rob,
That
tell us
one has a squeaker in it.
He's gonna go attacking. But yeah, I mean, it's really neat. We met Fishman. We started talking to him, and he gave us a shout out on one of our ideas early on, and that was really nice. That was really fun. I didn't expect that at all. We showed him a trick on how to take a bicycle pump and blow out your air stones to clean them without taking them out of the tank. And
Yeah.
and he thought that was like the coolest thing ever. Of all the things that he does, he thought that was a cool thing. And I'm like, that's just something I've been doing since I was a kid. And
Hey,
He's
I
like,
just recently got amazed about someone. I was like, I don't want to feed zucchini on a fork because I don't like. I'd rather blanch it that way I don't have to pull the fork out of the tank because I'm short and I don't want to get my armpits wet. And someone's like, why don't you just tie a string to that? And I was blown away. Like I never thought of the concept of just simply tying a string to the gosh darn fork.
Right.
yeah. There's
Oh
so
my
many
God.
cool
You know,
things, and that's one of the neat things about this whole thing is we can
yeah,
show each other stuff that might be something we've been doing forever, but maybe it's a new idea to somebody else, you know?
exactly. Mm-hmm.
And that's really cool. That's
It's
really
like we
Sometimes,
cool.
all have our own little part in the family. We all,
yeah, exactly. All the pieces make the whole show,
yep.
like I say.
Thanks
But
so
we
much,
have reached
Dave.
that 9 o'clock hour, and it is unfortunately our time to go for the week. But I want to say a huge thank you to Jack and Dan for spending these lovely 2 hours with us, and congratulations again on your 12,000
Thanks so much.
subscribers.
You guys are the
I
best.
hope.
It
I
was super,
really hope
super
you guys
fun.
keep playing from here because it's quality content and people love to watch you guys. It's
That's
very
right.
That's
wholesome.
very nice. Thanks so much.
Soon gonna be 1 million.
Mary, is there anything you'd like to say before we leave?
Come say
Just
bye, Pamela. Pamela's gonna come say bye.
yes, come tell us
I
bye.
did some
What's she eating? Some vegan ice cream? She's eating some vegan ice cream?
vanilla yogurt and
Ooh,
some
vegan ice cream with almond butter. Ooh, I think that's time for that. I think it's time for that
That
next.
sounds really good. Jack and Dan, is there anything you'd like to say before we head out for the evening?
No, just thank you so much. Thanks so much. Anything you want to say, buddy?
No.
Congratulations, Rounded Rob. That's really cool. Yeah,
Yes.
just email us, dude.
And
We'll
Steph,
talk.
thank
And we gotta hook up. We gotta hook up with Rounded Rob. Maybe we'll meet you at OFR or something
That'd
and
be
hook
awesome.
up because
That
that'd
would
be
be
super
cool.
fun. We
Yeah.
love doing videos with other YouTubers. We're talking to a couple guys right now, Bob the Raptor and Joe. If you've never heard of them, they're hilarious.
Mhm.
They actually live
I
in our
haven't.
area.
I have not.
They actually live in
Awesome.
our area and they do like food reviews, but they're carnivores because they're raptors. It's hilarious. But Bob
I
is
gotta
like
see it.
trying to teach Joe to be open-minded,
Like,
and Joe doesn't understand
Mhm.
how we're strong because we're
Because-
vegans. It's hilarious.
Because
It's hilarious.
right.
And just like my one of my secret indulgences is Sasquatch. He's a guy that wears a costume of Sasquatch in the woods, and he plays saxophone for an hour live every week, and it's just amazing music. And it's
So
you
many
can
neat
find some
people.
really
But
weird,
then when you find
weird
out,
stuff.
they live by you, it's like, well, let's do something together. It's super fun, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing some fun stuff like that. Thank you so much,
wait to see
ladies.
it.
This was so
Thank
much
you,
fun. We'll
guys.
definitely try to do this again. It works out really well on Thursday nights because that's like how our schedule works with Jack too.
All
So that's
right.
Yeah. We'd love to have you guys back. Anytime
Yes.
you'd want to come back, you are more than welcome.
well. Thanks so much, everybody. Everybody have a wonderful night. Have a
You
great
too.
weekend.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
And I'm going to take my time to say goodnight, mods. And thank you, everyone, and mods for posting the links. And everyone have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you around the show. And remember, guys, if it can't be a great day, make it one. Love you
One.
all.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Good
guys.
night.
Bye, guys.